Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video, we are going to look at God of Destruction Toppo, otherwise known as the Green God of Destruction Toppo, and we're going to see how good his Zenkai is, because he got one. Very big thing is obviously he boosts now the Green Universe Rep category, which is obviously quite pivotal because it includes one of the latest units, but also includes some other interesting options. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about good old Toppo, and basically, or Top, as some people refer to him, depending on what variation of dub, sub, or etc. that you read. But yeah, or I should say watch. But yeah, in terms of his ultimate skill, there has been some slight changes here, but nothing too crazy. He nullifies enemies destroy card effects for 30 timer counts, which is a new ability that he's applied here. In terms of his special move, again, nothing too crazy that he has. He does now add an additional buff, or debuff I should say, to blast damage received to all enemies as well, which is alongside the original debuff. In terms of his main ability, this has also seen pretty much no significant changes, at least as far as I know. It's just basically pretty straightforward. So very, 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 very simple. Then in terms of the special skill, when we look at special skill, this also hasn't, this has been adjusted. You now get 50 ki, but outside of that, the big change is another additional debuff with inflicting all enemies with attribute downgrades -2 to card art draw speed, which is pretty big in today's current meta where everyone's boosting their card art draw speed so much. In terms of the Z ability, obviously the same as before, but the Zenkai ability is the big one, being Green and Universe Rep. Remember, you need to meet both categories to have it activate. Now, in terms of passives, this is where things get a little bit interesting. In terms of lock-on rush, there wasn't anything too major. It's now -20% to blast arts damage as well, which is pretty good. Or sorry, plus 20% to blast art damage, which does assist a little bit. And the rest hasn't realistically changed too much. In terms of energy of destruction, again here, nothing too crazy being added in. We do have a 30% to key recovery, which I think is quite helpful. And then every time he uses a strike or blast arts card, he gained key recovery there as well. Or sorry, he gained special move damage as well. So definitely some minor changes that do help him out. He's got two new passives, the first of which is the Will to Forsake Justice. When he switches while his character is on the battlefield, restore his own ki by 20 plus 20% to damage inflicted, and reduce enemy ki by 20. When he is switched to standby, restore own team health by 5%, shortens own substitution timer count. An empower that transcends both justice and evil. Whenever vanish stepping while the character is on the battlefield, he will now draw one card if we have 3 or less, and plus 20% to blast damage as well, and destroys one of the enemy's cards, which is good. And if there's a defeated battle member, he will get an increase to our card draw speed and get a whole bunch of buffs like nullifying special cover change actions. So interesting. I think they did enough to make him look maybe a bit more playable, but obviously the big thing always with these non-Legends Limited Zenkai boosts is the strength of their boost option. Of course, obtaining his Zenkai Awakening power comes from a couple sources, the main ones being the Zenkai Rush Battle, the Zenkai Awakening missions, which will give you 4,000, Zenkai Summoning if you don't want to do any of that, and the Zenkai Booster Pack, or alternatively you can wait, and then Fuji will be added to the Space-Time Ultra Rush store. Now the Zenkai Rush Battle we'll cover in another video in a bit more detail, but you can get 3,000 Zenkai Awakening power from this event, which is obviously a nice head start. It also helps you clear out some of the missions for his Zenkai Awakening power, which is obviously great. Speaking of Zenkai Awakening power missions, nothing too crazy. You can find them under the missions tab like you can with any other bit of content. and you'll get 4,000 from here. You do have to complete some missions over time, like daily rewards collections and things like that, but ideally at the end of the day you should be able to get it done quite easily. If you don't wish to do any of this, you can summon by going to the summon screen and clicking Zenkai Awakening. You can summon for Zenkai Awakening power, or you can go to the missions and go to the booster section and buy yourself a booster. For him it will cost you 2,000 chrono crystals, and I don't think it's worth it before you ask. Now the characters that benefit from his Z ability boost or his Zenkai ability boost are going to be Green Universe Rep characters, and the two most notable, I guess 3 technically, because one's a tag unit, but the 2 most notable characters, or units I should say, that benefit from this are the obviously latest Legends Limited Vegeta and Goku, otherwise dubbed Evo Ken, and the green Ultra Instinct Goku. Both are probably the top picks here, but there is the All-Star Frieza and the green Kefla who also benefit. So it's nice, it's a good boost. I think it's a really good boost, and we'll have to see how good it is in future. But for now, I think that covers everything we need to know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, see you guys next time, and let me know what you think about Toppo's Zenkai.